Apple Tree Motel.
Hello, the Apple Tree.
Yes.
Yeah, we've been calling. We've been talking about getting a couple hotel rooms. There's some conferences coming up. We've been planning out. Basically, it's going to be. Well, I got a few questions to ask you before we proceed.
Okay, so what's your question?
Okay, so I'm sensing a little bit of hostility from you. Is there anyone else I could talk to right now?
No, I'm the general manager on site.
Okay,
So if
well,
you have a problem, you can
I
go
don't have
to
a
our
problem
website
yet,
at
but
appletreeinn.org
Wow. This is
I don't
very
have
and
a
leave
personal
problem yet,
service.
your
but
message.
it's seeming like I might in a minute.
Mm.
Anyway, I was gonna call to ask, see what your policy on vaping was.
Mm.
Our policy on what was?
Vape.
That doesn't make any sense.
Vapor, like vaping, e-cigs.
E-cigarettes, we have no
Right.
policy unless it's illegal towards the law of Utah. Then
Right.
there is a policy.
Okay. I just didn't know if there was like a you can't have e-cigs indoors or something kind of law.
Well, there is a policy unless it's marijuana vapor.
Right.
The Utah State legislation hasn't passed that law yet.
Okay.
So I guess that would be against the law.
Oh, marijuana. You're saying that because y'all are close over to that Colorado state. That's right. I forgot about that.
We're not Colorado.
Oh,
We're
that
Right. I'm saying you're
Colorado
close.
state,
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah,
Utah
that
hasn't
Colorado
passed that
state.
law yet
Right.
that you could vapor.
Right.
Or
right.
you could have medical marijuana growing on your property. So, yeah. So, I mean, if it's anything besides that, I'm pretty sure we're all good with that.
Okay. All right.
We
Yeah, I
do
wasn't.
allow- we have smoking rooms. We have pet rooms. We have rooms with non-smoking. We have rooms with non-refrigerators. So it depends on what you want.
Okay. What's your policy on? Well, also because there's just like with these conferences coming in, some of the people staying there might be kind of looked down upon, frowned upon, maybe with their activities.
Yeah, that kind of policy we would charge an extra $35 per night. So, like, let's say your room's $46. So basically, your room would probably be like $80 plus tax per night, or $81.
And that's just because of who I am.
That would be the dispute that you would have at the time that you would be checking in.
And that's because I'm black.
That would be your discretion, your relation, your.
No, what about
whatever?
What about
wanna...
right? What about religious background? That's what I was going to get it to.
Oh, now it's religion. Well, then you would be an open-minded person with a self-conscious minded.
And
so
that's where the $35 charge comes in.
That would be an extra $35 charge because there could be some issues where we would have to handle it within the hour, and that would be an extra $35. Yeah. So that way, so you could be treated well as a customer,
all right,
and not as a person of interest of a problem that occurred beyond your past.
Okay, that sounds great. How far? Where's the closest room to the closest ice maker?
The closest room to the closest ice maker would probably be at the closest room to the ice maker at the time of you would be checking in. If we have that room available, we would go ahead and grant it to you. If not, we would give you the room that you reserved at the time that you called.
Okay, that sounds perfect. Yeah, basically with these conferences, people are just going to be coming in. They're into things like gaping. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but I was wondering like if there's any extra charge, like you're saying, the $35 on cleanliness, maybe.
Mm.
Like what's
On the day that you would check in, it would
Now-
depend on the date that you want to make your reservation. If we're booked, or
Mhm.
if we're overbooked, or if we're underbooked,
Mhm.
it depends on the date that you would want to check in on.
Okay. So, are you familiar with gaping?
Do you have a problem with me with asking your question? If so, you could go ahead and Wikipedia it and get back to me, because I don't understand the question you're asking.
Okay, so that's something that would just be involved with the $35 charge, I guess.
If that's what you're asking, you could Wikipedia it and get back to me with the grammar of the knowledge of the English that depends of the problem of the gaping that you're asking, because I've never heard of that
Okay,
definition.
okay.
So
Okay.
if you want, we could do an extra $35 charge.
Well,
So
I'm
if
trying
anybody
to
in
say
the
like
room
I'm just trying to say like for that $35 charge, like what are you gonna offer me?
Because I'm Avocado Boy,
we
and I'm
don't
also
have
going to
to
be here
do
with
it.
them, and so there's going to be
besides
two
the
of
fact
us.
that we wouldn't call the cops.
Hmm. You would call the cops on someone for gaping?
If you want, you could go ahead and pay the regular charge, and whatever issues,
I mean, but
room
what's
has,
against the law about
we will
sticking a
call the cops
vegetable
after
inside of my
10 o'clock.
rectum, sir?
because that's basically domestic violence, and domestic violence happens after 10 o'clock in every 48 lower states. So if you would know your basic laws of
I don't. This is great.
vaping, you would know that after 10 o'clock,
No
anything
gaping.
in argument overlouding
About the gape.
the public
Not cool.
is called
Not gonna
disturbance
work
of the law.
As far as the gape goes, got you.
So there's no color of conscience
Okay.
or no
Okay.
religion
Right.
of belief.
Right.
It's just
Yeah.
facts of law.
It
Says that
sounds
after 10
like
o'clock,
Well,
right.
no,
Like
no,
gravity.
I
Like-
completely
like
understand.
how
but
the Earth is flat.
How do you feel about that?
so why don't you go to another motel and ask them the same question and pull that shit on them, because you're acting like a little child.
Well, we'll probably come there. It sounds like I got the best rate though. Even with that $35
I
charge,
cannot
it's the
believe.
best.
I-
It's a good deal.
I cannot
Check
believe
in
you
at
would treat me this way.
Because it sounds like you're a
I cannot believe you would
major
treat me this way.
fuck up.
Sir.
Fuck up your life.
Whoa,
Do you have
sir,
a
sir.
grapefruit
Fuck
in your
out of my
gut
life.
right now, sir?
Nothing but a little fucking gaper.
Sir,
A gaper.
I'm a
And we're
gaper.
vaping.
I'm Grapefruit Boy, and this is my boy Avocado Man over here. And how dare you?
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude? He's called us a
So
gaper.
rude. Gaper.
That guy has some rage in him, brother.